ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute. Text 29. Jara marana mokhyaya mamasritya yatanti yoh mamasritya yatanti je te brahma tadviduh krishnam adhyatma karma chakhilam. Word meaning: Jara, from old age, Marana, and death, Mukhyaya, for the purpose of liberation, Mam, me, Asritya, taking shelter of, Jatanti, endeavor, Ye, all those who, Te, such persons, Brahma, Brahman, Tat, actually that, Viduhu, they know, Krishnam, everything, Adhyatmam, transcendental, Karma, activities, Cha, also, Akhilam, entirely. Translation and purport by Divine Grace, A.C. Abhay Charana Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Please repeat. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Purport. Birth, death, old age and diseases affect this material body, but not the spirit soul or spiritual body. There is no birth, death, old age and disease for the spiritual body. So one who attains a spiritual body becomes one of the associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages in eternal devotional service, is really liberated. Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit. It is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit soul. This Brahman conception of life is also in devotional service, as described in this verse. The pure devotees are transcendentally situated on the Brahman platform, and they know everything about the transcendental activities. 4 kinds of impure devotees who engage themselves in the transcendental service of the Lord achieve their respective goals. And by the grace of Supreme Lord, when they are fully Krishna conscious, they actually enjoy spiritual association with the Supreme Lord. But those who are worshippers of demigods never reach the Supreme Lord in his supreme planet. Even the less intelligent Brahman, realized persons, cannot reach the supreme planet of Krishna, known as Goloka Vrindavan. Only persons who performs activities in Krishna consciousness, Mam Asritya, are actually entitled to be called Brahman, because they are actually endeavoring to reach the Krishna planet. Such persons have no misgivings about Krishna, and thus they are factually Brahman. Those who are engaged in worshipping the form of Archa of the Lord, or who are engaged in meditation on the Lord simply for liberation from material bondage, also know by the grace of the Lord the purports of Brahman, Adhibhuta, etc., as explained by the Lord in the next chapter. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurubhe Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sopadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakha Nitangscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jara Marana Mukhyaya Mam Asritya Jajanti Je Te Brahma Tad Viduh Kritsnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakhilam. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Hare Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita, as it is, there are 18 chapters, and the Acharyas they divide them in three sections. First section of Gita is chapter 1 to chapter 6. It is known as Karma Yoga or Niskama Karma Yoga. Krishna conscious activities. So anyhow, then chapter 7 to 12 is considered as Bhakti Yoga. It deals with pure devotional service. Then 13, from 13 to 18 is considered transcendental knowledge. So this middle section is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Middle section is first karma, then jnana in the beginning karma, and is jnana, and in between pure devotional service is protected. So from this chapter 7, actually this devotional service. Krishna is describing about pure devotional service. Just in first verse, Krishna told Maya asakta mano partha yugam yunjanma madasaya asamsayam samagramam yatha gyansasi tatsunu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead now said, now here, O son of Prutha, how by practicing yoga in Krishna consciousness of me, full consciousness of me, or acting Krishna consciousness, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full and free from doubt. So that's why Krishna is when describing about pure devotional service. So in this today's verse also he is explaining the same thing, that if someone is endeavoring to make himself free from this force, specifically he is telling Jara, Marana, Mukhyaya. Jara means from old age and Marana means death. If someone wants to make himself free from these defects, birth, death, old age and disease. Specifically here is mentioned two things, Jara, Marana. No one wants to, anyone like to be a old man? Everyone think I will remain young person for the whole life. But it is not possible. It is Dehina asmin jatha dehe komarang jovanang jara. It's come komarang jovanang jara. Tatha dehantara prapti dhirastatra namuyati. But this stages of life, this is automatically come. When you are born, and then gradually the body grow, it becomes small children, then grows, become young boy, then gradually that person also become one day old, jara. He also gets so many diseases. We see in the life of Gautama Buddha. You know Gautama Buddha? Who was he? He is a propounder of Buddhist religion. And he was, one time he was a son of King Suddhadana, Suddhadana, in Kapilavastu, Nepal. And his father was king, so he was prince. His name was Siddhartha. So he never saw any miserable condition. He was staying inside the king's palace. He was enjoying his life. He did not know what is meaning of the word. All these things he never experienced. He did not know anything miserable condition. He did not ever face such situations. So one time he come in a tour, just traveling outside, looking around, in free air, to getting free. And so this charioteer he was sitting on chariot, and charioteer was carrying him different places. So first he saw, what he saw? The old man with stick, walking. He told, who is this person? He told, he's an old man. Old man? What is old man? He told, everyone has to be one day old like this. So I will also become old? So the charioteer told, yes. This is natural. Gradually you are young, one day you are a small boy, now you are grown up, now you become young. And gradually this body also and come to the stage of this old stage. You also, then after some he was become very thoughtful. Oh, I become one day old like this. Then I have to walk like this with stick. After he passed some ways, then he saw another person. They are carrying him in they are carrying him to hospital. That time there is not like ambulance, all these things. So anyhow, carrying him. Why that person was crying, shouting, crying. What happened? Oh, this is disease person. He has some disease, he is suffering. So he is crying. They are taking him to hospital, to doctor. He told, oh, I have also faced such situation one day. But yes, everyone has some. At least one in his lifetime he also gets some disease sometimes. then he become more thoughtful. Oh, I have also got this disease like this. After some, again then he saw Ram Nam Satya. People carrying a old a dead body and they are shouting Ram Nam Satya Hai, Ram Nam Satya Hai. So what is this? This person had died. Soul has gone out of body. He's crying. That's why these people taking him to the buried place. They will burn his body. Oh, everyone has to die one day. I have to die also one day. Yes. No one remain alive forever. One day we have to face death also. We will die. What is death? Death means we have to leave this body and accept another body. So become more thoughtful. What is this situation? Say I saw something. Finally he saw. What he saw finally? He saw the devotees chanting, dancing, and they are just very happy. He told, who is these people? Oh, these are their devotees. They are chanting the names of Krishna. So they don't care all these things. But the birth, death, old age, they are above this. They are Brahman realized. This verse is also telling about Brahman realized. They are actually the devotees. They know what is the real meaning of the word Brahman. Mayavadis also use this word Aham Brahmasmi. Mayavadi also, but they don't understand what is the purpose of what is the purpose of living entity. What is the real duty? They simply Mayavadi thought, oh, I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this body, I am the soul, I am Brahman. Then they started speculating, then who am I, I am not this body, then who am I? Finally they come and think, oh, I am the same. So aham. Aham Brahmasmi, then they come to the stage of so aham. I am that. I am the Supreme Brahman. By speculation they come to this stage. This is Brahman, this is not Brahman, Neti, they by speculating like this, finally they think, oh, that Brahman, I am them. I have forgotten that I am God. Actually, I am God, I have forgotten this. The Mayavadi conclusion. When you become sannyasi, then you become Namo Narayana. You become Narayana. Nara Narayana Bhavat. That is when Prabhupada told this, they don't understand what is the purpose of, who is Brahman, what is the real meaning of Brahman. Unless we take shelter of Krishna, we cannot understand all these things. So that's why here is Krishna telling, Jara Morana Mukhyaya Mama Sritya Jatanti Je. If someone want to make himself free from this diseased condition and also from death, then Mama Sritya, he must take shelter of me. Unless one takes shelter of Krishna, there is no question of understanding this truth that I am not this body, I am soul. This is basic principle of spiritual life. That's the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Just Krishna told about this. Second chapter, verse 11 to 30. Krishna just explained. Oh Arjuna, you are not this body, you are soul. Understand this basic thing. We are not this body, we are soul. Krishna told so many analogies. So many people, he just go on one after. Dehi no asmin jatha dehi komarang jovanang jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namuhyati. Basangsi jinnani jatha vihaya navani gunnhati naroparani tatha sarirani vihaya jinnani anyani sanjati navani dehi. No jayate mriyate va kadachit. Krishna told so many things. Just to realize, Arjuna, that you are not this body. You are soul. This body is going through these stages. The body is getting diseased and also getting old, but not the soul. Soul is transcendental. It is part and parcel of super soul, the Supreme Brahman. So, that's what Krishna is telling. If you want to make yourself free from the jara and marana, from old age and death. Then mama asritya, you must take shelter of me. My devotees, because they took shelter of me, so they crossed the stage of, though this body may be there, the devotee's body is also get disease, but they are not like ordinary persons crying, say, oh, so many things happen. But not like a devotee who has taken shelter of Krishna. He knows that whatever Krishna is doing, that is for my benefit. Krishna cannot act anything that is not beneficial for us. Whatever Krishna does, that is for our benefit. That is we must have that faith. One of the symptoms of a fully surrendered devotee. He always think whatever Krishna is doing, that is for my benefit. Krishna cannot do anything wrong. I am simply suffering because of my own karma. Tattenu kampa susumikhyamana bhunjana eva kritam vipakam. Because of my old bad activity, bad karma, I am suffering. I have to suffer so much, but Krishna just give in very little. That is the understanding of a devotee. He never blamed Krishna for his own suffering. Rather, he always mama asritya. He always took full shelter of Krishna. One lecture Prabhupada was telling a story. A king and minister, a king and his minister, together they went for hunting to the forest. They are in forest. Then some other when in his art of archery, one person of his thumb was cut. Whose? King's thumb was cut. So blood was just flowing. Then he saw that his minister. Minister was a devotee. King was a materialist. So the minister told, oh, whatever Krishna does, that is for our benefit. King told, what type of minister this man? He is telling me this is so much blood is going, he did not doing anything to bandage it or do. Rather he is telling, oh, whatever Krishna did, that is for my benefit. They have 2 bodyguards with them. So they call the bodyguards. Arrest this person. Take him and throw him to jail. Don't give anything. No food, no drinking, nothing. No water, no food, no. Just how the Krishna is doing for his benefit, you have to see. So they are now the only king. The king alone is just roaming here, there. So there are some tribal people staying there in the forest. And they are worshipper of Kali. They are searching for a human to give, to slaughter some as bali, they sacrifice before the Kali. So they come, 50 people, they arrest just forcefully. They bound him. They took in front of Kali. They bathed him. They gave him some nice food, whatever he want to eat. Then finally, they told, hey, put your head in front of Kali. There is a bali place, there is some wooden platform, they have to put here, head here. The king, then the head priest come here to check up the body, whether this body is fit for Kali's prasad or not, whether Kali has to eat it or not. So it prasad that the body, they sacrifice, that living entity to be sacrificed before Kali, whole body must be, all part of his body must be healthy, or it is, there's no part, there no blood must come from his body. So they saw this blood was still flowing. Here in the body was cut, this thumb was cut and the blood is still sprinkling from there. He priest told, hey, this is already, what? This is already, this is something mistake in this body, has it already cut, blood is coming out. So this person is not qualified to be sacrificed before Kali. Why you arrest this person? Kick him out. Useless person, just you fed him so many things. So they throw him out. Now the king was thinking about ministers. What? I was thinking, oh, if today my finger is not cut, then my head was chopped out here, chopped up. So then he was thinking. Then he immediately come to his kingdom. Then he went to jail, personally he make the minister free. Then told, oh minister, I understand that your word is perfectly correct. But I could not understand. You did not do anything wrong, but why you are in jail? Huh? Why Krishna, the God put you in jail? He told, oh king, you did not understand this simple thing. We are two of us, then there are 50, 60 people, 100 people, they are both of us. Because your thumb was cut, so you, then my number is there. Huh? So in this way, Krishna, by putting me in jail and cutting your finger, he saved both of us. A devotee must have full understanding of this. Whatever Krishna is doing, that is for our benefit. Krishna cannot do anything wrong for anyone. It is only because of our own karma we are suffering. The pure devotee have that understanding. So, te brahma tad viduhu Krishnam. Actually, such a person who is fully surrendered to Krishna, in his who has all the symptoms of a fully surrendered devotee, then he by understanding all the situation in a proper understanding, the word Krishna means, what is the meaning of word Krishna means? Here is the word used, Krishnam. In full, who understand everything in full. Everything, who understand everything in detail. So a devotee understanding the situation in detail, so he actually took full shelter in Krishna. And that person take refuge in me in devotional service. That are the actually Brahman. This person who properly understands the situation by the mercy of Krishna, performing his pure devotional service, because they entirely know everything about transcendental activity. Then he could understand Krishna properly. So that's why Prabhupada is writing in purport that birth, death, old age and disease, they affect this material body but not affect the spiritual body. We have two body. We have one body, we know everything. We know this body. From how we come to this body, this small baby, then how you gradually grow, now you become some young, some old, anyhow. We have some knowledge at least about this body. But anyone thinking about spiritual body? You have a material body. We have now seen this material body, we have different parts of this material body. We have some knowledge and we are suffering, we are suffering some disease, or we are become always happy. Whatever happiness or suffering, that is, we are feeling in this material body. But do you know you have a spiritual body also? Just knowing that I am Brahman and I am not this body, I am Brahman. But what is meaning of Brahman? Mayavadi told Brahman means, Basti, you are God. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, then so Aham. I am so. I am the same. I am the same God. I have forgotten this, otherwise I am God. But Prabhupada telling that is not understanding of a Vaishnava, a devotee. A devotee understand that Krishna, what is my, who am I? Just like Sanatana Goswami asked to Lord Chaitanya. First when he met Chaitanya, he asked, Ke ami, kene amai, jare tapatra. Who am I? Why I am suffering this threefold of miseries? Then Lord Chaitanya says, Jivera Sarupa hai Krishnera Nitya Das. All living entities, they are eternal servant of Krishna. This is also marginal potency of Krishna, Tatastha Shakti. And the eternal Sarup of Krishna, eternal Sarup, this is the spiritual situation of a living entity, he has to serve Krishna. Krishnera Nitya Das. So you have to understand that. Even Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavat, he says, Kehu mane, kehu na mane, sabhi tara das. Somebody is accepting the truth or somebody is not accepting this truth. But still, he is servant of Krishna. Kehu mane, kehu na mane, sabhi tara das. Everyone is servant of eternal servant of Krishna. Jehu na mane apana gune sei jaye na. Some people, they demoniac nature, they don't accept that I am eternal servant of Krishna, then they have to suffer. Birth after birth. In this cycle of birth and disciple, they have to suffer. Whether we are accepting the truth or not, but we are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna told many places in Gita, in specifically 15th chapter, 7th verse. What Krishna told? Mamai vangsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. And the living entity are my part and parcel. So, being part and parcel of Krishna, we have to, our duty is to serve the whole, to the Supreme Lord. That is the eternal position of a living entity. So that does not mean that living entity has not any body. He is just Shunya. By some people's Mayavadi is Sunyavadi. Sunyavadi told just everything void. No. A living entity has also his own eternal swarup, eternal body. This Prabhupada is telling spiritual body. We have a spiritual body. Our acharyas, they are explained who they are. They are some eternal relation with Krishna. We are Guru Vastak every day chanting. Who is our spiritual master? What is his qualification? Nikunja Jono, Ratikali Siddhai, Jaya Livirju, Tirapekhyaniya, Tatrati Dakhyat, Ativallavasya, Bandi Guru Sri. He is a person. He is a eternal, he is a spiritual body. In his spiritual body, he is a made servant of the gopis. In his Manjari Swarup, he is eternally serving Radha Krishna. So, a living entity has his particular, he has a spiritual body and a spiritual relation with Krishna. In a particular rasa, we have there is 4 rasas in devotional service. We are performing in different rasas. Santa, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. We have to know all these things. So that's why Rupa Goswami is telling in the most important verse in Upadeshamritam, 8th verse. What is telling? Tannama rupa charita sukirtananu smrutyah kramena rasana manasi niyojya tishthan braje tadanuragi jananugami kalam nayet akhilamiti upadesa saram. This is the essence of all instructions. In purport, Prabhupada gave a very nice purport to this verse. Then he told in conclusion, that is we should understand. Tannama rupa charita. We have to always do kirtan, chanting and hearing and remembering all these things. What is? Tannama rupa charita. Past times. Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtananu. We have to do kirtan in association of devotees. Just we are doing here kirtan. This is Gita. Gita doing kirtan of Hare Krishna mantra and doing kirtan of Gita and Bhagavad. This is the same thing. Tannama rupa charita sukirtananu smrutya kramena manasa. Smrutya kramena rasana manasi niyojya. You have to hear from here, then chant. Through ear, you hear these things, then you chant through tongue. Smrutya kramena rasana manasi, then you mind, then remember. Hearing, chanting, then remembering. Manasi niyojya. Tishthan braje. You have to stay in braja. If some possible they stay in body, otherwise you can stay in mind. Staying in mind is more important than staying in body. Someone may be staying in Braj, buying a flat, staying in his flat and all that, but if his mind is there, somewhere, staying in Vrindavan, mind in Australia, then what happened? Staying in Vrindavan, when mind in, thinking about what is going on there, day and night in mobile, and his iPhone, oh, what is going on there, what is happening there, he is talking about his own things. He is not a Brajavasi, he is not staying in Vrindavan. Rather, someone is staying in somewhere else, but he is always remembering Vrindavan. Reading every day Krishna book, Prabhupada Krishna book, and remembering different pastimes of Krishna, then actually he is staying in Vrindavan. Tannama rupa charita sukirtananu. Tishthan braje. You have to stay always. Keep your mind in braja always. Always think of Vrindavan. Tishthan braje tad anuragi jananugami. Tad anuragi. Those are Krishna's devotees, dear devotee. Associate with them. Why you associate with devotee? What is purpose? To ask the devotee how my business will flourish. For this discussion? No. Tannama rupa charita sukirtana. To just discuss these topics about Krishna. Tadanuragi jananugami kalamnayat akhilamiti upadis. This is the essence of all instructions. Rupa Goswami says. So that's why that is a person who is fully surrendered to Krishna, he can by mamasiti, accepting the process of bhakti yoga, fully surrendered to Krishna, then he can make himself free from jara marana, old age and disease, and also from death. He can make himself free. But Prabhupada is telling that's why by practicing bhakti yoga we can also understand about our which body. We have this material body, we have also another spiritual body. We have a spiritual body. Unless you understand who are you, what you are doing, then you will be in Maya. We are not this body. First thing. Bhakti means sarva upadhi vinirmukta tat paratana nirmalam rishikesa sevanam bhakti ruchete. What is upadhi? This is upadhi. This body that is connected to this body, material body. I am a man, I am a woman. This is first upadhi. Living entity is neither man nor woman. That is explained in fourth canto about Maharaj Puranjana. This Narad Muni very explained, very big story. Analytical, just allegorical story, he just explained everything. We are not this body. First thing you have to understand, we are not this material body. Because Puranjan was so much attached to the queen, Puranjan, then next body he got, woman body. And his wife became man. Prince in Malayadhwa, he became a prince. And he became the daughter of a king. So in this way, first thing, this is first ignorance we should avoid. We are not this body. We are soul. Somehow because of our karma, we achieve this body. In a previous life, I may be thinking about some woman, so that's why in time of my death, that's why I have a woman body. I was a woman, I was thinking a man, that's why I have a man body. So I am telling in a class that we in England in Bhaktivedanta manner, there was a Mataji. So remember that in her previous life she was a disciple of Prabhupada. Was a brahmachari. Now she is a disciple of Bhakti Charu Swami. This article also came in Dandavatkam very nicely. So anyhow, but she remember her previous life that she was brahmachari. She was brahmachari, disciple of Prabhupada somehow other. And Rathayatra, he was books, distributing books. Then he saw that suddenly that girl to whom he was like so much, that girl was in the other side of the road, taking with books also, and he is in this side. So he want to immediately meet that girl. Just run, that mind is not whether what is going on. So he was just running and truck came and just smashed him. In the spot he died. And in the end, what he was thinking about this girl. So he get a woman body. He was carrying Gita, everything. So Jamraj had no right to arrest him. So but she remember his previous life. So that is first. We have to make our sarva upadhi vinirmukta. Then I am this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, I am Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. All these titles are with this body. This is not our spiritual identity. So we have to make ourselves free from these things. If you are very proud, I am sannyasi, I am in topmost ashrams, everyone must pay me obeisance, then you are in ignorance. You must free from this misunderstandings, bodily conception of life. That is sarvapadhi vinirmukta. So free from, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, I am not a sannyasi, I am not Vanaprastha, or I am the famous Bhas Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, I am nothing. I am not in Varnashram. Gopi bhartu padakamalayo dasa, dasanu, das. One lecture Prabhupada told 10,000 times reduced. So we are not this body. First we have to understand this is. We must first accept your spiritual position. Who are you? I am not this body. Then who am I? I am a spirit soul. I am Brahman. Then who understands this Brahman understanding, then he becomes free from this ignorance. Understand, I am a spirit soul and I am eternal servant of Krishna. If you will go very deep, again, then gradually Krishna will reveal to you from within. Ishvara sarvabhutanang hruddese Arjuna tisthati. Or Krishna is telling, Mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishto. Mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Everything comes, emanates from me. If Krishna will merciful someone, then he teaches him. Krishna jadi kripa kare, kono bhagyavane, guru antarjami rupe sikhaye apane. In outside here, Krishna come as a spiritual master, and within he is Chaitya Guru, a super soul. He reveals everything. If someone is very serious and sincere, Krishna will reveal everything. So that's why Prabhupada is telling we must also have knowledge about our spiritual body. We have a spiritual body also. And in that spiritual body, we eternally serve Krishna. We have forgotten this. Krishna te bhuliya ji bhogovancha kare nikatastha maya tare jhapudiya dhare. We are under the supervision of Mahamaya. That's why we have forgotten everything. But again, when we surrender to Krishna, then Krishna will reveal everything. So that's why Prabhupada is making point that we must not always in ignorance with the material consciousness. We have to come to the stage of Krishna consciousness. So, Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit. This is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit soul. This Brahman conception of life is also devotional service. Mayavadi's Brahman conception is understanding of Brahman is different, and devotee is understanding in different way. But Brahman understanding for a devotee means I am Brahman means I am eternal servant of Krishna. And Mayavadi is telling I am Brahman, so I am God. So they are different understanding. So anyhow, pure devotee are transcendentally situated in a Brahman platform, and they know everything about transcendental activities. Then Prabhupada is making point, there is also these pure devotees, they understand their spiritual situation, their spiritual who they are and how they are connected to Krishna in his devotional service. But there is some people also they are took shelter of Krishna, but they are not pure. Chaturvidha bhajate mam jana Sukriti Arjuna, Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Gyanicha, Bharatarsa. The four type of people, they also came shelter of Krishna, but they have some material desire. Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Gyani. But beginning they are not pure. That's why Prabhupada using that four kinds of impure devotees. Impure devotees, they are not pure devotees, they are impure. That's why the word was used there, Sukritino. Chaturvidha bhajate mam jana Sukritino. Sukriti means what? They are pious. They are not devotee. They are not considered as pure devotee. Pure devotee means anya bhilasita sunyam. But they have some desire. They have some, but some purpose. They have some. That's why they come to shelter of Krishna. But Krishna is so powerful. He purifies them. Dhruva Maharaj came for money, for position. He wanted the biggest kingdom. Even the bigger than Brahma. His father was Uttanapada. Uttanapada was Manu. Manu's father is Brahma. He wanted the bigger kingdom than Brahma. Yes, so. But he came in the shelter of Krishna. So finally Krishna appeared, then he told, ask Dhruva what you know, what we want. But when Krishna favors someone, all his material desires automatically finished. Dhruva told, Krishna appeared, then told, Dhruva, ask what you want. Sing just Lord, this Supreme Lord Vishnu. He forgot everything. He told, no, I don't want anything. I don't want anything. Swamin barang na jache. Kritarthasmin. I am fully satisfied. I don't have any desire. Please excuse me. That is the result of pure devotional service. Some Artha Bhaktas like Gajendra, he was from previous life also a devotee. But anyhow, when he got, he was attacked by a crocodile, he had no refuse. So he is just taking one lotus flower, just pray to the Supreme Lord. Because of Artha, because of in a dangerous position, just pray. Krishna appeared. And he delivered him. So that's why there's some, so even if you start the devotional service with material desires, or you have some jigyasas, you have so many questions, like Sajasam Naimisaranya. Anyhow, or you may be a jnani for moksha. You have no material desire, but still you want make yourself free from the cycle of birth and death. You have these desires. For these desires you take shelter of Krishna. Even if you are not a impure devotee, you are not pure. But still you are properly situated. Because you have taken shelter of Krishna. Akama, sarvakama va, mukhya kama udaradhi, tibrena bhakti yogena jajetaha purusam param. Whether you have no material desire, only desire to serve Krishna, Sarvakama, you have all types of material desire, Sarvakama, Mukhya Kama, or you have desire for liberation. Just take shelter of Krishna. That is the advice of Sukadeva Goswami. You take shelter of Krishna. Don't go to any other demigods. The Prabhupada wrote in purport, if you have taken shelter of a demigod, then you cannot realize Brahman. A person who takes shelter of Krishna, then he understands by Krishna's mercy who is he. He could have this realization, I am not this body, I am Brahman. But if someone takes shelter of a demigod, then he cannot understand this thing. He cannot attain the supreme abode of the Supreme Lord. If you take shelter of a demigod, then you will also attain that demigod's abode. Still you are in bodily conception. So that's why Prabhupada is telling, giving up as advice to take shelter of Krishna only, not to take any others. Even the less intelligent Brahman realized persons cannot reach the supreme planet of Krishna, known as Goloka Vrindavan. Only persons who perform activities of Krishna consciousness, Mam Asritya, are actually entitled to call Brahman, because they are actually endeavoring to reach the Krishna's planet. Such persons have no misgivings about Krishna, and thus they are factually Brahman. Those who are engaged in worshipping the form of Archa Vigraha, Lord, of the Supreme Lord, then they attain the liberation of the Supreme Abode. But if someone is peoples also worshipping demigods, so they will attain that planet. Anyhow, concluding the purport, Prabhupada is telling, purports of Brahman, that Adhibhuta, Adhijagyan, this is explained in next chapter, 8th chapter. Beginning of chapter, Arjuna asked this question, and Krishna gave answers. So, okay, time is already there. So, we have any question about this verse or any discussion, what we discussed?
If this gentleman borrows 10,000 rupees from me, if this gentleman borrows 10,000 rupees from me, and on demand he doesn't return to me, how I understand this is good for me? Or it is a planning of...
You took from him, but you don't want to give him.
He doesn't want to return on demand.
You gave him 10 rupees. He didn't want to.
10,000. He doesn't return me. Then how I understand that this is good for me?
This good for me means he become a debtor, debtor to you. Not in this life, in next life, someone said he cannot be make free himself. But if he is taken from you and utilized for Krishna service, if he used for Krishna service, then he is better understanding.
Then it's okay.
Yeah.
But he buys nice ground, nice dhotis and wear it.
Yes. But if he utilized your money for Krishna service, feeding the sadhus, Vaishnava Seva or Krishna Seva, then he is okay. That is for your benefit. you will get some benefit.
Otherwise, Maharaj?
Huh?
Otherwise, the other way?
No, why if you use it for your own sense gratification, then you have to suffer. Then he has to remain a debtor. Somehow other he has to pay it. One person in Delhi, Bala, he make very nice laddus for Govinda Deva. Jaipur is Govinda Deva. He took a basket full of very nice pure ghee and laddus. About 10 basket laddus. He offered to Govinda Pujari, it is free. Anyhow, he offered, but this priest get some, he become very greedy. Seeing so nice. Laddu is so. See, just before offering to Govinda, he sent two baskets to his own house. So next birth, he become a dog. In the house of the same saintly person. The saintly person became a very, so that said, the rich person of Delhi, he became a very nice devotee. He stay in Vrindavan and doing his bhajan. Then that person, that pujari, he become a dog. Sitting in front of his cottage. Pow, pow. But the dog remember his previous life. Why he is dog? Because he has stolen his laddu. Yes.
So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sandhu, they study Anyabhilashita Shunyanga, Dharmadinadaka, Manikudi, Krishna, Krishna, so pure unalloyed devotion is without any motivation. And we study here intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take communal devotion.
Yes.
Service.
There is not
Then is this a transactional relationship?
Yes, everyone cannot be just overnight a pure devotee. So go through gradual process. Gradual process. Not everyone cannot just become a pure, no abhilasa. Even Dhruva Maharaj started devotional service with some abhilas. There's so many. But if you take shelter of Krishna, by Krishna's mercy, one day you will become. That's why I gave Dhruva Maharaj. Then when he saw Krishna, all material desires gone. Told, I don't want. That is the benefit when you, with material desires, go to Krishna. But if you go with material desire, go to the demigods, not the same result. Krishna told, Ama bhaje visaya mage evta bada murkha. Worshipping me, taking serving me, but he asking some material things. Dhruva Maharaj told, I was running after some broken glasses. Now I got a diamond. So Krishna told, if someone is just with material and running after me, he is murkha, he is a rascal. He is a rascal, ignorant person, but I knows everything. All his records known to me. Krishna, Ami Bigya, Ei Murkhe Visayakana Deva. I am very intelligent and knows everything, so why I will give him some which is not benefit for him. Ei Murkhe Visayak, I will not give him some all these sense gratificatory things. So charana amitadiya visaya bhulaibu. Jadhang anugradnami harisya tadhanang sanai. Prabhupada told, I have practical experience. When Krishna favors someone in materialistic people and someone, then he just snatch all his what? Material opulences. Gradually he come to the lotus feet of Krishna. Krishna arrange everything. So anyhow, overnight one can become desireless. And desireless meaning also not the desire for attaining Krishna's lotus feet. To attaining the desire for attaining the lotus feet of Krishna, that is actually desireless. Anyabhilashita sunya. One devotee in Vrindavan, Prabhupada gave class, he told, oh Prabhupada, I don't want to return back to Godhead. I am simply want to follow the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mama janmani sware bhavatad bhaktir. I just birth after birth. I want to serve you lotus feet. Prabhupada, I don't want to go. Prabhupada, don't make me come back again. My Guru Maharaj, his divine guest Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told, this material world is not a place for a gentleman. I don't want to come here again. Don't make me come back again here. You see, intelligence just return back to Godhead in this lifetime. Just sacrifice this one lifetime and return back to Godhead. understand your soul, who are you, what is your spiritual body, then go and serve Krishna in your spiritual body. That is the goal. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki